Hello, I'm Lindsay Dixon, a junior at Howard University and a Mellon Mays undergraduate fellow and a student of Dr. Ramsey's. Today, we will be creating a Tableau data visualization on 300 African American literary texts. Pre-step: upload your data. And we're going to download the option that is called comma-separated values right here. Next, we're going to open up Tableau. And then we're going to drag our data set into Tableau. Now that our data is in Tableau, we want to make sure that Tableau read our data correctly and check to see if any of the categories need to be adjusted. So for example, publication year. This is being read as a number, but we want this to be read as either a date or a string. I'm going to select string. Birthplace, origin. We can leave this as is, or if we want this as a geographical location, we can change it to a geographic location. So here is our data. Step 1. Create a stacked bar chart. So we're going to open Tableau. And now that our data source is created, we're going to go to sheet 1. And first we are going to drag the number from measures into the middle of the screen. And then we're going to drop gender on top. And then we're going to go to the Show Me tab and select a stacked bar chart. And then we're going to go to this emblem here to switch our bar chart from vertical to horizontal. And here's our stacked bar chart. So we are going to title this, "What is the author's gender?" After that. And here is our first visualization. Step 2. Create a packed bubble chart. And the first thing we're going to do is drag book title from the dimensions menu to the middle of the screen. And then I'm going to drag weighted score B from the measure menu and place it next to book titles. Weighted score B. And now I'm going to use this Show Me tab here. And I'm going to select the packed bubble. Next, I'm going to drag genre from the dimensions menu to the marks card and drop it on color. And now the bubbles are color-coded by genre. So we're going to title this, and we're going to center that. Press OK. And then we're going to title this at the bottom. And here is our second Tableau data visualization. Step 3. Create a bar chart. And the first thing we're going to do is drag genre from the dimensions menu to the columns. And then I'm going to drag the number of selections from the measures menu into the rows. Now I'm going to go to the Show Me tab and I am going to select horizontal bars. Next, I'm going to drag genre from the dimensions menu to change the color. And I'm going to drag it to color on the marks card. Next, I'm going to go to this emblem here to order the bars by greatest to least. And now I'm going to title this, "What genres are included in the dataset?" Press OK. Title this bar chart. And here is our third visualization. Step 4. Create a bar chart. And the first thing we're going to do is drag publication decade from the dimensions menu to the columns bar. And then we're going to drag the number of selections from the measures menu onto the rows. And now, if this didn't already display a bar chart, I would use the Show Me tab and select horizontal bars right here. Next, I'm going to drag book title from the dimensions menu and drop it onto the field. Now the individual blocks are represented by specific text. Notice how when I scroll, the book title changes. And now we're going to title this, What Decades Were Text Works Originally Published? And we're going to center that, press OK, and we're going to call this bar chart 2. And here's our fourth visualization. Step 5. Create a dashboard. So we're going to open Tableau. We have all 4 of our visualizations, and we are going to select this emblem to create our dashboard. So if you want to edit the size, you can use the dial here. And the first thing we're going to do is drag our charts onto the dashboard. But first, you want to make sure that you select floating so that you can move your charts freely. So the first thing I'm going to do is add our first bar chart here. You want to make sure it fits the entire view so it's as large as it can be. Next, I'm going to put our packed bubble on the chart as well. Make it a little bit larger. Make sure it fits the entire view. And then I'm going to remove this from the dashboard. Then I'm going to select our stacked bar chart. I'm going to make sure once again it fits the entire view. Give it some space. And now I'm going to put our second bar chart here at the bottom. Now with your dashboard, you kind of just have to edit it and play with it until it looks the way that you would like for it to look. And the last thing we're going to do is make sure we select Use as Filter for all of our charts so that they interact with each other when we select different options. So select Use as Filter, select Use as Filter, Use as Filter, and Use as Filter. And we are going to title it. So here's the title, copy, go to Objects, select Text, paste it right there, center it, make it the size you would like. If this happens, double click it, press OK. And here is your Tableau data visualization. And we're going to save this with this emblem here. Call it 300 titles. Press save. And here is our visualization in Tableau. Notice how it's a filter, so when I select one chart, the other ones move accordingly. Step 6. Finalize our dashboard and add text and color. So here we are back in Tableau with our dashboard. And the first thing I want to do is change the color palette for all of our charts. So I'm going to go to Color, Edit Colors, and I'm going to select 2 colors. Make sure that they are drastically different so that people can easily tell them apart. Press Apply. Okay. I want to change the color palette for all of our charts to make them similar. So I'm going to go to the Marks card, select Color, Edit Colors. Like I said, you want to make sure they're drastically different enough so that when people see them, they can tell the difference. So sometimes I mix the palettes up so that there is a clear and consistent difference. And the bar chart synced with the packed bubble, so I do not have to change it. With our second bar chart here, it's only one color, so when I select color, it's going to give me one option. Now in our dashboard, all of our charts are colored, but we also want to change our shading. So we're going to go to Format, select Shading, and I'm going to select the third gray from the top and make that consistent for all of my charts. And now on my dashboard, all of my charts have color and a background. But I also want my dashboard to match that background. So I'm going to go to Format, Dashboard, Shading, and select that same gray that I used for my charts. And now it all blends seamlessly. So the next thing that I want to do is add an image. So I'm going to go to Objects, select Image, and now I'm going to choose one from my computer. Press OK. And now I'm just going to tinker with the dashboard until it looks the way I want it to look. All right. And when I add text, what I'm going to do is go to Objects, select Text, and something that I always do is keep a document on hand with all of the text that I need to add. I'm going to copy and paste my text in. I'm going to make sure that it's the size, font, and color that I want. If this happens where you have this blue here, double click it again, press OK, and that should fix that. And now I'm just going to play with it to make sure it's to my liking and that all of my charts are fitting. This is a little bit hard for me to read, so I'm going to make it a little bit darker and bold. I want my titles to match as well. And here is our completed visualization. So the last thing we're going to do is press Save, 300 titles. If you've already saved it once, it will ask you if you want to rewrite it. Just say yes. And here is our data set in Tableau. Thank you for watching.